So last Sunday in church, we helped decorate, put some things up to make the church look more Christmassy. And I told a story from the Bible. Does anybody remember the story I told? That's okay. You remember? Well done. It was about this guy named Zechariah and his wife, whose name was Elizabeth. And they got the news, or Zechariah got the news from an angel that they were going to have a baby, which was weird because they were old. And they thought they were too old to have a baby. They'd never had one, and they really wanted one when they were younger. And they got this news. They were going to have a baby, which was good news and really confusing. Because when you're old, you slow down. You don't want to get up in the morning and feed a baby. You want to stay up all night and feed a baby. It's hard work. Did you know that? Did you know that babies are hard work? And that when you have a baby, it's the most wonderful thing in the world, and it screws up your whole life. It kind of does. And it's like anything good that happens, where you go, oh, wow, this is wonderful. And now what do I do? So that was happening to Zechariah and Elizabeth. They had to sort of make sense of the fact they were old, they were going to have this baby. This week, the story is about another person who ends up getting the news from an angel that she's going to have a baby. Can anyone guess what her name is? Mary. That's right. She told you? Yeah, Mary's up here. Mary is one of the characters we put in the nativity scene. So Mary gets the news from an angel that she's going to have a baby. But this is complicated because Mary was really young. We think maybe she was like 12 or 13, which happens sometimes that 12 and 13-year-old girls have babies, but that's complicated and really not what you expect to happen. And it was even more complicated because Mary knew she was going to Mary was going to get married to this guy named Joseph. But they weren't married yet. And they wanted to do it in this order, get married, then have a baby, which doesn't always happen, but So Mary has this news. She's going to have a baby. And she's partly happy because it's good news, and partly confused because it's going to mess up her whole life, her whole plan. The angel also tells her about her cousin Elizabeth. Remember her, Zechariah and Elizabeth? Because she's going to have a baby, only she's really old. So you got this really older person and this younger person, both kind of in the same situation, with all that's good and all that's bad about it. It's confusing, it's happy, it's sad, it's messing things up. And they don't really know how to make sense of it all. So what Mary does, as soon as she can, after she gets the news that she's going to have this baby and that her cousin Elizabeth is also having a baby, Mary rushes off to go visit her cousin Elizabeth. So we're going to watch a little video in a second where it tells the story about the birth of Jesus. I'm only showing you a chunk of the movie. And in this little part of the movie, you can see Mary going to visit her cousin Elizabeth. Now, the things they say to each other are in old-timey talk, and they're hard to make sense of. But I want you to watch their faces and their actions, and I want you to see if you can tell how Mary and Elizabeth feel about getting together and seeing each other, okay? So can you see the screen from where you are? Okay.
Peace be upon you, dear cousin. May you be strong and blessed.
Blessed art thou among women. And blessed is the fruit of thy womb. And whence is this? That the mother of my Lord should come to me. For lo, as soon as the voice of thy salutation sounded in mine ears, the babe leaped in my womb for joy.
My soul doth magnify the Lord, and my spirit hath rejoiced in God my Saviour.
So what do you think? Were Mary and Elizabeth happy to see each other? You think so? Can you tell by the look on Mary's face there? Is she happy to see her cousin? Yeah. It's a mixture. There's a little bit of sadness going on because they both know they've got a lot that's going to happen to them, but they're really happy to see each other and they can help each other. The rest of this story is that Mary stays with Elizabeth for another 3 months, probably until Elizabeth's baby was born, to help her. When things are sad and confusing, or when something happens to make your whole life complicated and not what you thought was going to happen, isn't it good to have someone who can help you? Isn't it good to have a friend? I think it is. My own experience has been when I'm sad or confused or worried about something, if someone comes up to me and says, "Hey, how are you doing? You going to be okay?" Even if they can't fix things, the fact that somebody cares about me makes a difference. And we get to be that for other people. We get to help each other just by being there. Just like Mary did for Elizabeth, and Elizabeth did for Mary. So you can help me right now by telling me what happens next in the service. What do we do? What are we going to do? We're going to take up the offering. Do you know what to do? Go do that. You going to help?